Okay, so hi everyone, welcome to this week's AMA. Obviously, it's always good to see so many of you here. Obviously, it's not that many, but considering the market situations and the fact that we are in a bear market and everyone is euphoric over a little pump, it is good to still see so many regular faces of you guys here, right? So, congrats, Hattrick Bamford, first of all, before we begin. Very, very beautiful. I see this guy, speak to this guy every day. Top G. Top G, top G. Okay, okay. So we're just going to be covering some couple things this week, just some brief announcements. And then we will be going on and reviewing some questions, some answers from Thrall, stuff like that. And then we'll just hang out, banter a little bit, and then we can, we'll call it a day from there. Let me see. Rumor is that Hattrick has 27 cars. He is the top G after all. Imagine SVS and Andrew Tate on a podcast. I think 2D would do amazing. Okay, anyway, and we can begin
TV coming up.
in it all day.
Yeah, we need to make that happen. Awesome. Yeah,
Yes.
let's kick it off with the Blood Legion. Well, today we got a lot to cover. So this week's Blood Legion was obviously Hattrick Bamford. Congratulations to them. Just being very active in the lair, just helping out with issues, and also always just being a positive person and bringing laughs. That's something that we do look for in the Blood Legion. Someone who's just being an overall good individual. No ill intent, just being selfless. Those are the people who really do get indicted into the Blood Legion. And for those of you who don't know, you do get rewarded as when you get indicted, you get a gift card along with a physical badge. So each and every 2 weeks we're going to be trying to pick a Blood Legion. So please do your best, and we're always watching.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Thrall. I think next one's on you, Rio.
Yeah, thank you, Thrall, for
I'm
that.
not a Thrall.
Thank you, Thrall.
Well,
Oh,
it's a
sorry.
pleasure.
All right. All right. If you guys remember our old mod Akim, he messaged me on WhatsApp and disturbed me. So fuck him. And okay, continue. Thank you very much, T.
Okay, so the next thing is on the Perfect Pair Coffin Prizes. If you've read the announcement, you will already know, and you might have already claimed, but if not, we'll just be going through that now. We're glad to announce that the Coffin Prizes are ready, and they've started to roll out today. So just to quickly go over it, obviously, if you held a Perfect Pair since the mint up until the snapshot date, everyone was given a random coffin, which consisted of either tier 1, 2 or 3, and depending on the tier that you received randomly, will depend what prize you're able to claim. So if you were a tier 1 coffin, you're able to claim a Perfect Pair pack, which is now available via the link in the announcements. So obviously that's free. You'll just have to input your information, connect the wallet that the Perfect Pair was in, and you'll be able to order that now. Similarly with the tier 2 and 3, they both included both NiftySlabs and or Plushies. The Plushies are also still now available through that link as well. If you were a tier 2, you'll be able to pick either a Plushie or a Slab, and if you're a tier 3, you'll be able to get both. So the slabs aren't quite ready yet, although they are ready, but the claim isn't live yet. We didn't want to push everything at once. We wanted, especially because people will be able to pick between the plushie or the slab for the tier 2. So the plushies are available now if you want to order them. The claim is only open for 7 days, and this is a limited edition plushie, so this isn't going to be for sale. We're never going to have any more after these 7 days. This is specifically just for the Perfect Pairs, and you'll be able to claim one if you have a tier 2 or tier 3 coffin prize. So if you are yourself not interested in the plushie and you're wanting the nifty slab, then that's perfectly fine. They'll be going live as soon as the plushie claim ends next week. But obviously the slabs as well, a lot of people have shown interest towards them. I know NiftySlabs have done collaborations with quite a lot of projects now, and they're a very cool addition, if you want to get something physical for your NFT. And I know that this was only available for the tier 2 or tier 3 for free, but there's a lot of people who didn't get those tiers but still want to be able to purchase one. So this is something that we are working with NiftySlabs too as well, so that obviously even if you aren't getting a free slab, you'll still be able to purchase one of your Vamp or Vampiress if you want. So that is also another reason why they're not live yet, because we also want them to be available to those who didn't have the coffins. So just to recap now, we do have the Perfect Pair packs and the plushies available via the link in the announcements. So if you want to order either of them, go ahead and connect the wallet that your Perfect Pair was in, and you'll be able to order them. But if you do want the Nifty Slab, then those will be available next week, both for free and also working if you want to be able to purchase one for any Vamps or Vampresses you have as well.
So just some points to remember. Claim the plushie because we're never making it ever again. Okay. Claim the plushie. Personally, I prefer the plushie, right? The plushie is huge, it's big, it's very special. And claim the plushie, we're never making it ever again. Um, when Fred eventually dies, the plushie will be worth a ton of money anyway, because he partaked in the process eventually. I didn't make that prediction. Mr. Daddy Topcake did, but yes, they're going to be a rare commodity, and we'll be selling for at least 200 ETH. If ETH is, I heard ETH might be a 1 kilo to 1 ETH ratio. By that, okay. Anyway, uh, so the next point will be that of 2D's voice goes global, even though it's global every week because we're on international and we do this AMA weekly. Okay, so the panel is made, the stage is set, and the show is about to go on. Our fearless leader. These were all made. This was written by Thrall, as you can see, very talented. Our fearless leader will be attending one of the most significant Asian Web3 conferences this year, and he'll be speaking right alongside some of the most notable names in the game. That would be me, by the way, guys, if you didn't realize. I am said fearless leader attending Singapore conference next week. Sleep deprived is every damn week, Mr. Thrall, Big Daddy. Sick 2D a little bit, yeah. Feeling better though. Okay, so this is one piece of news that we're particularly excited about as it will give us an incredible amount of exposure, and allow me to share some of my own insight and advice to other communities and other people and other projects as well, along the way, with my experience and stuff that, personally that we've worked on with SVS, right? And this will allow our team to network and meet some heavy hitters in the space. If you plan on attending, and I hope you guys do, please let one of me or the team members know. It would be super cool to meet some of you guys. I will be getting gifted some virtual passes. So obviously, some of them need to go out to a little bit of other team members and stuff like that. But we will be giving some of them away to you guys as well as soon as I get the unique links for them. Will it be live streamed? Yeah, it's all going to be on stream by this virtual pass. I don't think anyone from MetaJam is listening to me right now. So, if anyone streams it on Discord, okay, I can't say that. Yeah. So obviously, I know now how many vamps. Not many vamps will be out there in Singapore and stuff like that. But there's some big names that will be attending this event, and there will be some bigger names which will be attending the one next month in Bali, which I shall have my trusty partner in crime,
Freddie?
Mr. Ryan.
Oh,
Yeah, Freddie does. Oh, no. Okay, see, you speak. There's a difference.
I
So
can try and
yes,
do a Freddie if you. I can pretend.
or short champagne claim will be available in 2 days. Okay, so
Let me
anyway,
speak.
yeah. Oh, so it's a 3-day event in Singapore. I will be speaking on the first day, the very last panel on the first day, because they saved the very best for last. Also, the most handsome guy on the panel that day, supposedly, across the whole event, really. So yeah, it'll be super fun, super exciting.
I like how the other two people on the panel have just showed their face in the announcement, and then you're just there as a bald ass fam.
Can't be worse than the fucking Bali one that asked me to send a selfie video saying, okay, no mind. So yes, yes, bald handsome man shall be there. It'll be super fun and super exciting. So yes. Make sure if you guys can, if anyone will be in the area, please come through. I shall do my best. I actually am only gonna be there for the first day, unfortunately, because I have some personal commitments. to attend to back home. So I won't be there for the full 3 days of the event, unfortunately. But I will be mixing and hanging around with everyone that will be in attendance anyway, since all of them will be there from the first day. So yes, that's essentially the progress and the update with the events. As with the Bali one, I'm not sure how many of you guys are around the Asia region anyway, but we will be putting out a code for you guys to purchase the tickets if any of you will be in attendance. And as for the stream, it will be streamed, obviously both of them online, if I'm not wrong. That's where you can get virtual passes. We will be giving away some virtual passes. What you do with that information for anyone that does win them in or outside of this Discord, cough, you may do as you deem fit, as you guys catch the drift. Thank you very much.
And the final update is on the champagne. As people who will have read the announcement can see, there's not actually information there, and that's because the information for the champagne will be coming out tomorrow. So we are glad to announce that the champagne claim is finally ready, and it's going to be happening, and it's going to be happening this week. So by the end of the week, be with what you will, what the end of this week means, that the claim will be live. On the day that may be at the end of this week, but all information will be coming about that tomorrow, with times and stuff like that. We have split the claim into an almost sort of wave technique to allow for the original holders to go first, and then the vampiresses and bats and stuff like that later on. And I know a lot of the questions that we'll be answering later in this AMA are about the champagne. As we usually have done over the last few days, we've collated all the questions we've got from the lair and in our DMs, and about 90% of them this week are about the champagne, obviously, because that's what's on everyone's mind. I know Thrall has been putting out some great tweets this week that have been getting a lot of eyes on Twitter, with the champagne coming so closely up now. So I won't give too many details now, and we won't be giving too many actual specific details today, such as the blood price and things like that. All of the finer details will come tomorrow, but a lot of the questions about the champagne and the claim technique and things like that will be coming in later in the AMA today. So I won't cover everything now, but a few of the questions we'll move on to now. We'll give some more specifics about the champagne before we put out the official announcement tomorrow.
Yes, perfect. So obviously next, Thrall is going to say, Big Daddy Thrall is going to say some words before we go on to the questions. But just another reminder, for those of you who like this real life stuff, um, life is fragile, especially the life of our beautiful developer, Freddie. So buy these real life items before they go to the moon, Okay, so yes, thank you. On to you, Thrall.
I love your jokes today too, D. They're really giving me a lot of joy. But anyways, it's a Big Daddy Thrall segment. Just first and foremost, I know I've been absent for the last one or two AMAs, and I apologize for that. For those of you who don't know, I lost my grandmother recently, and I just wanted to thank everyone for being so kind and helpful and supportive throughout this. A lot of you replied to me on Twitter, and I didn't get back to replying to you. I'm sure you understand. I usually do my best to engage with everyone as much as I can. And it's nice to be back in the lair, especially with so many people being so nice, kind, considerate, supportive, and helpful in these difficult times. And so it's really, I just want to say thank you to all of you. It means the world to me, and it reminds me how nice everyone here is. This is really the first Web3 NFT community that I have ever felt a part of. And it's really, at the end of the day, the one I call home, no matter what happens to it or other ones. I could have an ape, and I'd still prefer to be here. And I know we actually have some apes who prefer to be here quite often, so that's not an empty sentiment. But yeah, I just really appreciate everyone, and I just wanted to say that. On a funnier note, my dad recently got surgery, and he was a little on his meds, we'll say. He also sent, as soon as I got home, what he was doing was stroking a potato in his hand incredibly lovingly, and all he would say is, "My potato." I took a little closer look at the potato, and he drew. Wait, it's sending. This is really ruining my joke. He drew a face on the potato if you look closely. And I just found it really funny, and I wanted to show it to you guys. It'll send through in a second. So please look at that. Remember, if you're ever down and out, just draw a face on a potato, and it'll make you happy, just like it made my father happy. But on some more serious stuff that relates to my actual job here, I got to get to my notes. There's been some recent DAO proposals, which I'm really happy to see. It seems like people took a little break from submitting after we had such great events, which some of them were actually submitted by our very lovely community to the DAO, such as the food truck. And I'm really happy to see these coming back in. However, there are some things I want to remind people of and just to consider when submitting them. And this isn't to say either of them are good or bad ideas, but things we should remember about how the DAO proposals work. There's the blood for blood one, which I think is good because giving back to your community always matters. But we have to remember that these should be accessible to everyone, and not everyone can give blood. I think a 2D or fearless leader has a bunch of tattoos all over his body, and in a sense would probably not be allowed if he had got one recently within the 6 months. So a big thing to consider is accessibility. And while I love the proposal itself, there are things we have to think through about how we can make it an equal opportunity for everybody. And that leads me to another point: is that when you send through a proposal, it is really the bones of the idea. And then the elders will kind of work it out to make it fair, equitable, and ideal for everyone. And so, on that point, that's all I have to say about the Blood for Blood one. I suggest everyone goes vote. And then the other one is the Blood Map rework, the revamp for 3.0. And it's really comprehensive. It's really well done. It's well written. But something to consider is sometimes it's easier to have one idea than to have multiple ideas in one. So that one's great, and it's gotten a lot of positive feedback, and it's passed quorum. But this is just to say that because it's so large, we can't promise really that every single portion will go through if some of them kind of counteract other ideals or initiatives we have going. So this is just again to remind you that sometimes it's good to reread the post I made recently in the blood bank about a month or two ago regarding some of the guidelines on how the best proposals are written. But as I said, this one was really well written, and it has a lot of comprehensive information in there. So just a reminder that sometimes it's best to make them shorter and sweeter. There's a joke I can make there, but I won't because I'm trying to remain professional. Yeah, so just go for these most recent two. And as I said, I'm happy to see more coming in, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of them. It brings me joy to look through them and see the good ideas and sometimes the not as good ideas. Which is to say that Miss Littlemore, my grade 5 teacher, might have been wrong. Sometimes there is such a thing as a bad idea. Not that either of these were. And then lastly, this is something that I can't speak on with certainty because I'm not the smartest man in the room, and I haven't really played too much crypto in my life. So something I've kind of broached is the idea of stabling a little bit of the Blood DAO into something that isn't as volatile as ETH, considering we recently had a pump. Someone's trying to get in my house, so I'll make this quick. And so something I'm discussing with the team and with the alpha team, and then specifically with people smarter than me, which is 90% of the layer, thankfully, is that we may be looking into stabling a few of the coins so that we can shut up, Dad. So that we can potentially outlast if this is a bull trap or a bear trap or whatever the term is. And so we're going to be thinking about that, and we're going to be making moves depending on what the experts say in the field. I'm going to go get my father now because he needs to be let in.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Big Daddy Thrall. Now you gotta let the bigger Daddy Thrall into the house.
Big Daddy Thrall.
He has his potato with him.
Oh, you wanna put him on the mic? Can I talk to him? Is he okay with brown man? Okay, anyways. The dad. Does he want to come on the mic?
I just asked him, and he stormed in. He said, "Where's my potato? Where's your mother?"
I thought he's from that era, so if he was, you could tell him I'm white. Okay, anyway, so let's move on to the questions now. Yes. So obviously we have compiled some questions. The hot topic lately has been of the champagne, obviously, right? So pretty much all of this will be, almost all will be related to the champagne, so we can clear everything and cover everything. This is a horrible gift, Barton, Jesus Christ. Okay, so first question I have for my great friend, Mr. Ryan, Sensible Ryan. is do we
Always sensible.
finally have a date for the champagne drop?
Yeah, so we do. So the champagne drop will be happening over a couple of waves. As we said all along, we want to make sure that because the first edition is so limited, we don't want people who've been waiting since 2021 for the champagne to miss out. So we have devised a little bit of a way. We don't want to keep it too complicated, so it's quite simple. But we have made a way where it's over a couple of waves. So the first one is going to be for the original holders, so vamp holders from 2021, those who minted, those from before the champagne was even announced, will be able to get their bottles secured first. And then obviously as it moves on, depending on how many people claim in that wave, depending on how many of the original holders want one, we're going to move on from there, allow people to get second bottles, for example, let the bats and vampresses start claiming as well. We're also aware that a lot of people, even if they don't want the champagne, may still want to mint the Chalice NFT, to almost secure their bottle, but not necessarily get it shipped to them. I know there are a few underage vamps as well who know they won't be able to potentially receive it, but that doesn't stop them getting a Chalice NFT either, nor does that stop the trading between people. I know some vamps who are wanting to get their hands on as many bottles as possible, so obviously people can talk amongst themselves, sell the champagne, trade the champagne. Obviously it's going to be an NFT on OpenSea, so that can be traded as well. And that's just to reiterate as well that the Chalice NFT is your pass to be guaranteed one bottle of champagne. So obviously there's only going to ever be as many Chalice NFTs as there are bottles, and obviously that supply is also going to diminish as the NFTs are burnt and the champagne's claimed. So I know a lot of people are also going to be going after the Chalice NFTs as much as the champagne to want to keep them, trade them, and get their collection up, whether they're claiming them or not. So yes, the claim is going to be going live towards the end of this week, obviously depending on how the waves go, because there's going to be a couple of opportunities to get the champagne, and obviously depending on the demand as well, that might fall slightly into next week. But all of the details are going to be coming tomorrow. We do understand that a lot of people have been waiting months for this, so we do want to also give adequate heads up. We obviously don't want people, especially in a market like this, to come in a couple of weeks and they've just totally missed the champagne claim. Although, obviously the people who are in this AMA now are going to be the people who are most eager to claim, and I'm sure you guys are going to be the first to get your hands on the champagne. So patience is welcome, and tomorrow we'll be putting the full announcement out. We'll be giving the full blood cost, the full timings, and exactly how the chalice and the claim and the burn will work. So tomorrow we'll be putting that out, and then at the end of the week will be when people will start be able to claim the chalice NFT itself.
Perfect. Hope that covers everything for you guys. Fine, right?
Okay, so the next question is how many champagne bottles will actually be for sale when the claim starts later this week?
Okay, so there is a total of 1,500 bottles in the pallet. That is 1,500, also 1,500. So far there has been 20 used so far. 20 were reserved for the giveaway winners also so far, which we did not forget about. I still get messages about that every single day. So yeah, um, and we are also going to be reserving some more for giveaways, and then the rest will be made live on. Oh, I almost spilled the date in my notes. In it, dangerous answer there, Ryan. So yes, okay, so 1,500 total, 20 used so far, 20 have also been reserved for the people who want giveaways related to the champagne so far, and we will be reserving X amount more, and then the rest will be on sale. So it's going to be at least 1,400 plus plus. Obviously, the team will be getting 1 or 2 bottles taken home for memento sake, and the rest will be up for sale. And it's going to be super exciting. It's coming this week, super soon, and can't wait for you guys to place your orders and get your bottles. I'll recommend at least getting 2 because you would probably want to keep one in the packaging and the bottle looking real nice in your home, as a memento, and then the other one you could just, drink and celebrate and taste it, with the layer. Okay, next question is, can you guys please elaborate on how the champagne claim will work?
Yeah, so I almost just touched on this now, and I will give a little bit more detail, but I also don't want to give too many of the actual specifics and numbers until tomorrow. We'd rather keep everything almost as plain and simple as possible, where people can see exactly what time, what day, and what champagne amount they're able to claim come the weekend. But we might as well say that the first claim will happen on Sunday, and this will be for original vamps. We're going to put out all the information tomorrow on exactly what qualifies you as an original vamp, but just remember that we've not forgot about the people who were there at the beginning of the campaign. So the first wave is going to be for those who have an original vamp, not necessarily having to have minted it, but from the beginning, from when we announced the campaign. So those will be the first people who are able to get their hands on a bottle. Obviously, during this wave, we'll be monitoring exactly how many people are purchasing and things like that. Obviously, that's still going to be one per person. People who have 50 vamps from 2021 aren't going to be able to get 50 bottles during this first wave and then allow other people to miss out. We just want to make sure that all the original vamp holders get their hands firstly on a bottle. And then when it comes to the second wave, we're obviously going to open up that further to all vamp holders and the vampresses and bats as well. So those who also then want to get their hands on a second bottle may get the opportunity to do so during this wave. And then obviously, depending on how it goes from there, there could also be a third wave where it might open up further, and if people want additional bottles or things like that. So it is almost going to be, we're going to have to monitor it at the time, but we're almost going to our main priority is that people who are wanting to get their hands on a bottle are doing so in the sort of, in a sort of straight line fashion. We don't want people going for 10 bottles instantly and then other people miss out. We want it to be as fairly distributed as possible and that everyone who wants a bottle doesn't miss out.
Yes. Ryan's let the day out there, so I hope you guys heard and took note. That will be the day the first claim goes live.
So the next question, which is one that I actually seen in the lair just before the AMA started, was the event feedback form posted that you mentioned in last week's AMA?
Yeah, so last week we mentioned an event feedback form, and we tasked Mr. Frederick with the task of posting the form after the AMA, but it seems that he had ate it. So unfortunately, it was never posted. To our dismay and to the happiness of his appetite. So obviously that is unacceptable, and a new form shall be posted after today. We apologize for that on behalf of our large developer, but such is life. Okay, next question, Leon. Oh shit, your dad want to come say hi first before we
Has he
go
got
the rest
stage
of the
fright,
question?
Thrall?
I don't mind.
He
What's his
said
name,
hello.
yeah?
He said hello quietly, and then I asked him again to
Where's
wait.
my potato?
Dad,
Oh
Oh
my
my,
god.
that's good.
no, no.
How old's your dad, though?
I think he's in his 60s, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Damn, man's
yeah,
old, still kicking
No,
it.
he's 41.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
41 with 19 years experience.
is that what we call it? Oh well, it was very nice to hear him ask me where is his potato. Freddie might have eaten it alongside with last week's Google form. Okay, so next question,
I've lost track which one we're up to now.
right? Plushy or
Oh
Slab?
yeah, so another one was, should I choose a plushie or a slab as my prize? I've seen quite a lot of tier 2 people torn on which prize they should pick or could pick when it comes to the claim.
Okay, so in my opinion, when it comes to between choosing a plushie or a slab, I would 100% always say just choose the plushie. The plushie is very unique. It's way more special, and we're never, ever, ever making this plushie ever again, right? Straight up, non-biased, no bullshit. I've seen the slab and I've seen the plushie. Plushie wins any day. Is the plushie stain proof? You can claim that ad, you can test it out without any photos, and then um, let us know. But definitely, can someone post plushie pics? T or I, do we have any plushie pics? Can we have an option to buy the plushie without claim? I think if you want to do that, you would claim the plushie, then you would buy the slab. That's going to be much easier, isn't it, Ryan? Because then
Yeah, the
we're
plushie
gonna.
will not be for sale. I mean, there's obviously a set amount as well with the claim being 7 days. So I don't know if there might be opportunities where we might give some away. But the plushie is not going to be for sale, although the slabs will be. So if it's definitely something where you're choosing between the two and want both, then you would have to be claiming the plushie. and then buying the
Yeah,
slab.
yeah, it is definitely not a plushie of 2D. Yeah, the plushie is meant to be very special, right? Special, rare, for you guys. So it's not going to be available for sale. It's just up for claim, and then we'll give some away as well, right? So, compared to the slab, where the slab you could just buy it if you wanted to, right? So personally, I would pick this
I will be
plushie any day of the week.
buying a slab
Yeah,
and claiming the plushie.
yeah, I would pretty much just do that anyway, right? Because you're not going to be able to buy this. I would pretty much urge almost absolutely everybody to just claim
Same
the
for the
plushie
plushie.
instead, right? Just remember, it's something special that other people can't buy as well. So like the team member, like our developer dies or something, then you'll get something special to remember the projects by, right? Especially if we change our logo or something as well, right? Maybe then this plushie becomes another extra special commodity as well. So definitely always claim something that is not going to be available for sale. And then if you want, you can just buy something else. Fred, you sure are replying quick, I must say.
Yeah, Freddie, what
Very
happened to your
witty,
voice, huh?
isn't it?
Are you guys planning
Think,
a hit on Freddy? Like, I've counted. I have a tally. There's 8 references to him dying today.
well, you saw how he drank at London event. You'd be surprised there's not more. Where's the caramel and beer sculling
Yeah,
photo?
where's Caramel when you need him?
Where's caramel and beer sculling photo? Anyway, Fred, can we get a POV photo, please? Danske, danske. We are vampires, you are immortal. Mr. Frederick is far from immortal, Mr. Diaz, I shall tell you that.
Make that 9 thrall.
Dan- Danske, danske. What do you do in the bathroom, Freddy? Come
What the
on now.
fuck is...
He's hiding. Man is sitting in the urinal or what?
He definitely sent the wrong photo then, surely.
What are you hiding in the
Freddie is
You could have
indeed
sent
lying.
any photo. Could have
You could
sent
send
any
anything but
photo
that.
at the beach or anything. Man sent a urinal photo. They must make those toilet seats strong in Miami. Okay, next question, right?
Um, what is the next
Um,
question?
can I choose only one to claim? Yes.
Oh
You can
my
only
god!
choose one. What's wrong? Oh, that's good, you know. Should not guys know that's when Freddy doxed after being a company post. Freddy, did you delete Thrall's message? Ryan, can you check the logs? That's not acceptable.
One time,
That's a
apparently. It's not a
one-time
Snapchat,
photo.
Freddie. This is the lair. Come on now.
It's okay. I'll ping the time that he
No,
originally
no,
posted.
Tino. I know what you're thinking.
Yeah, let's not go there. Okay, next question I have for Ryan. Ryan is what happens if I claim a champagne chalice NFT but I never claim the physical item?
Yeah, so this is a good question. This is something that we thought from the beginning as well. I know Shami, our champagne connoisseur, this is one of the big ideas he had from the beginning as well. That as much as he wanted the champagne to be able to be claimed for blood and the chalice NFT and then exchanged for the champagne itself, he also really liked the whole tradable and limited nature of the NFT. So this is definitely something that we want to consider as much as people actually claiming the champagne. So obviously, if you do claim a chalice NFT, you obviously have no obligation to claim it straight away. I know a lot of people want to get the champagne in their hands as soon as possible, and very shortly after claiming the NFT, I'm sure they will burn it to be able to order the champagne. But as much as this, we also want to encourage the whole limited edition nature of this first champagne. Obviously, depending on how the champagne goes, I know there's a AMA question in a minute that alludes towards this as well. But this is only the V1 collector's edition of the champagne. Since day one, we've always said 1,500 bottles was the whole amount that there was ever going to be, and we were never going to create more of that. So when it comes to the whole claiming and purchasing process, you are free to keep the NFT in your collection without claiming it for as long as possible. As we mentioned earlier as well, we know we've got the underage vamps. We know we've got people who will want to be getting 2, 3, 5, 10 bottles of champagne, and obviously they're free to do so through buying, selling, and trading the NFT before they claim it. So by the time you have the Chalice NFT in your wallet, that has guaranteed you a bottle. There is a bottle sat in the warehouse with your name on it because you have the NFT in your wallet. So whether you claim that on day one, or after a week, after a month, after 6 months, that bottle is still yours, and you're free to keep trading, keep selling, and before the claim actually happens, obviously until that NFT is burnt and the bottle itself is claimed, you physically own that bottle via the NFT.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rion.
And then that leads on to the next question as well, which was, will there be more champagne or product releases down the line after this V1 champagne?
Yes, we actually plan on doing more of a general release or champagne that is will be available later on for everyone. So this is obviously first release is obviously very premium, very exclusive, only for holders, right? So we kind of want something that's way more readily available, maybe for next time. We want to drop many, many premium products for everyone in SVS down the line, right? So yeah, that's the plan going forward. So yes, perfect. Okay, I think we have time for one last question. Telegram has been absolutely exploding right now. Okay, last question. Ryan, simple one. Please let me order more than one bottle of champagne. I need to test it, but I want to keep one forever.
Yeah, so we touched on this earlier, but I'll just mention it again, that obviously our number one priority is that everybody who wants a bottle can get one. So obviously our number one priority is that every holder in the lair, whether that be Vamp, Vampirus or Bat, if they want one bottle of champagne, we hope to be able to get everybody one. But then obviously depending on how the demand goes from that, a lot of people will want a second bottle, especially those who didn't come to any of the tastings or weren't able to make it to London. They're going to definitely want to open the bottle, but would also potentially want to collect one. And that's also something that we definitely want to be able to do if the 1500 bottles allow for it as well, to be able to get people a second and third bottle. So this is something that obviously we can't definitively say ourselves because we don't know how the demand is going to be. Obviously if 1,000 individual holders want one bottle, then that's what's going to happen first, and then depending on how many bottles are left after that is when it will slowly open up so that people can get additional bottles. So obviously as much as we hope that people will be able to get a second bottle if they want one, it will truly depend on, once the claim opens, how many people go to claim the Chalice NFT.
Perfect. So before we close off, I think there were some questions about MGM's recent proposal. I think that was one. Was that in the lair, Ryan? Okay, I'm gonna assume that the answer is yes. Oh, T added. Okay, yeah, perfect. Anyway, I've seen this come up a lot over time, um, over this last week or so. And essentially, yes, we have seen MJM say this proposal in the lair. This is obviously regarding redoing the roadmap, revamping it, adjusting what we have so far, new blood token, dropping the companions, as in like moving on to something else in the new collection, Halloween and stuff like that. And obviously, this is something that we feel is there's some very, very good ideas in here. And after this AMA, we're going to go on and have a internal team meeting and discuss what is going to be most viable for us going forward. But we're definitely open to some of these suggestions, and we appreciate it greatly. So yes, besides that, just want oh, I've just infected all of you now. So basically, just reminding you guys that the announcements for everything will come tomorrow for the champagne. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Hope you guys pick yourselves up a lot of bottles and enjoy the process. And for any of you guys that will be in Singapore next week, I shall see you there. And on that note, thank you so much for listening and tuning into this week's AMA. What is meant to be 20 minutes with a 2D that didn't feel too great has now been a 45
We just
minute
had so much
AMA.
fun, which is great.
In it. And I love you all. Thank you so much for being part of all of this with us every week in, week out. And no matter what, we'll always be here with you and for you guys. And I hope throughout the year I get to meet and see more of you, I shall be fine just by tomorrow. I'm very sure. Hello, Mega Knuffinsa. Good to see you again. And on that note, thank you so much, everyone. I love you all truly. And bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye.